Burly, let's work. It's time to cook. It's time to cook. Smash that like button as you enter in the room. That's right, we got our game up. We get our live game up. The live game is up. We are here. That's right, ring the alarm. It's going down. Ring the alarm. Uncle Burly is here. We talking. Once again, let them know. We up in here. Roger W. We here. We back again. Yep. That's what it is. Smash that like button. Help your Uncle Burly get this video out. Sub, share it. Smash the like button. Once again. That's right. Let's get some people in the building. What's the timeline? 2. We're going to wait to that 4-minute mark. Smash the like button. Share the vid. Get my sound effects ready. Sound effects on deck. Let's go. That's right. When you hear that sound, you know real information is about to be dropped. So you see the title. Training to fight so you don't have to fight. We're going to get into this. Smash that like button. Let me know where you from. Don't sit around. Just eye hustling. Smash that like button. You can get this information even if you don't want to talk on the chat. You don't want to say nothing. Excuse me. Smash that like button. We finna talk. We're going to let... Yeah, we at 3 minutes and change, Mom. I told you I got my gun. Like, this is a man's lighter right here. Man's lighter. This ain't no little boy's lighter right here. This strictly if you man, you on your grown man shit, you got to have a lighter like this, people. That's right. You got to have a lighter like this. Smash that like button. Yep, all clear here in Dallas. That's right. Roger W, come through. We up in here. We in Dallas. We still out here. This weather is crazy. I had to get my phones together. It was over here. My phones was out here overheating. They ain't even used to this type of weather. They ain't used to this type of weather. Here in Cyrus, that's right. That's right. That's right. I got my sound effect board. You hear those sirens. When you hear the sirens again, you know we're about to get into this. San Francisco in the building. San Fran, give him a hand because he's from San Fran. That's right. Smash that like button. Let me know where you're from. Share the video. We about to cook. Now, I think there's some basic bottom fundamentals for being a man, you know, and there's definitely double standards in this world, and the double standards exist for a reason. They're not to be hated on. The double standards ain't to be hated on. They exist for a reason. And the double standard that falls on men is that you gotta be ready to provide and protect. Now, your protection can build right into your provisions. That's right. The stronger your protection aspect is, it can build into your provisions. And the bottom basic level of this protection is learning how to fight. That's right. Learning how to fight. And when we hear learning how to fight, we think of, you know, maybe Mayweather, or you got to become so nice with it and so clean with it. No, that's a super high standard. Learning to fight is just having fight coordination. Just the coordination alone can help you get through most fights. And what do I mean by coordination? The coordination of the basic bottom fundamentals of balance, movement, agility, power, how to torque, how to bring power from the ground. Just the bottom basics. This is without any of the this is without any of the techniques on it. Any left hooks or flying knees or reverse punches. At the bottom of all of those techniques, there has to be a layer of fundamentals. And that's what every man can reach for, is the fundamentals of fighting. Because the greatest thing about learning how to fight is so you learn how not to fight. I'm going to say that again. Hold on. I'm going to say that again, because that one might have flew over your head. I think that one flew over your head. Learning how to fight is so you don't have to fight. Ring the alarm. Ring the alarm. That's right. Ring the alarm. Learning how to fight is so you don't have to fight. And why is this so important with men? Because with men, in our gatherings as men, in competition, everybody trying to win the rat race and make it up to the top. Coach, do you think caveman trained? Yeah, I definitely think cavemen trained. I definitely think cavemen trained. Why? Because their life was so physical. They had to actually go chase their food down. They didn't have to go to no supermarket. When the last time you seen a caveman up in Kroger's? When's the last time you seen the caveman up in the supermarket picking up packaged chicken? Chicken that's already been killed, processed, packaged, wrapped up, got a price tag, and then it's given to you. Because what is supermarkets really doing? It's taking away our ability to go after and chase and hunt animals. This is where supermarkets blew up. This is where the supermarket industry went crazy. It's like, hold on, I ain't got to chase that chicken no more, kill it, feather it, cut it up no more. It's already done for me. The cavemen it's not even more natural. They had the fundamentals because they were fighting more. You gotta believe that the cavemen had more fights because they definitely fighting for, land, women, food. Every day is a fight for them. So their fight IQ had to be high. Maybe not in the techniques that we see today. The techniques have definitely evolved over the years. This punch here went to this, a hook. This punch here went to a straight jab. This punch here went to an uppercut. They probably was throwing them crazy haymakers back then, but they had the fundamentals. They had the fundamentals. That what I'm talking about is that every man needs to learn the fundamentals of fighting. So this is why you don't have to fight, because like I said, in the gathering of men, there's always going to be a layer of violence, an unspoken rule of violence that can happen at any moment. And sometimes you don't have to defeat violence by meeting it with violence. Sometimes, long as another violent person knows you're violent and dangerous, they leave you alone. They'll leave you alone. If they know you violent and dangerous, most men who got brains are going to leave you alone. Because that's the way apex predators, that's how they do it. That's the way apex predators do it. You see a bear crosses a lion in the jungle, and it ain't no real beef, they're going to back away from each other and go about their separate ways because they apex predators. And they know if they get into a fight, there's a large chance one of them can get maimed. There's a large chance one of them can be maimed and the other one will be killed. So they ain't got time for that. They trying to eat, they trying to survive. If that tiger is not a threat to me right now, like he ain't moving up, trying to take my kids, my food, or my land, I'm going the other way. But the respect comes from each one of them know that they're dangerous. The bear know the lion is dangerous. The lion know the bear is dangerous. So that respect layer of violence is there. This is the same thing with men. This is the same thing with men. So not knowing how to fight, you don't even know that not knowing how to fight, you're giving off a layer of weakness. when you're around another man, because they can smell it. They can smell it. They can smell the fact that you really don't have the confidence to even go in the battle. Who said, I think with, like I was talking with my live the other day, with these kung fu movies that we see, we want every fight to look like one of those kung fu movies. Real clean, punches catching. We watch so much of that nonsense, we start believing that that's how the fight's going to go, and it will not. The fight is ugly. The fight is very, very ugly. The only prettiest thing out of a fight is that you get to leave it. You get to exit it without too much damage. If you can exit a fight without too much damage and you ain't going to jail, then that's a pretty fight. In reality, in real time, that's a pretty fight. But, we see these dudes, and even the people that's caught in the kung fu hustle, they really want to go out there and try to fight like this. They really want to try to catch punches with Fuch salves and Tang Quaos and salves, and it's not going to happen. The fight is too ugly. The fight is too crazy. It's too unpredictable to be thinking you're going to be catching punches and with all of this high-tech level. No, it's not going to happen. It's never going to look that pretty. Even that's what I'm talking about. A scrap in the streets isn't organized. That's why you can't expect nothing pretty out of it. You can't expect nothing pretty out of it. There's going to be no referees to pull you apart. You may have to deal with some foreign objects. His people coming out the woodworks on you. You may have to deal with all of that. See, that's what I'm saying. In the real life scrapping, you have to be trained. Because if you're trained, not only will you be aware enough to see what's going on, you can also de-escalate. People, de-escalation is a power. It's a superpower. It's like the people that you see, they run up in there and they defuse the bomb. You know them bomb defuse, like cut the green line, cut the red line, cut the red wire. That's who you want to be. When you see the fight getting crazy, you got to be ready to cut the red wire before it blows up in your face. That's a superpower. And guess where that superpower comes from? Knowing how to fight. Knowing how to fight. See, when you know how to fight, you can become the bomb diffuser instead of the escalator. The people that don't know how to fight are the escalators. They just get themselves in over their head and they just roll with their emotions and then they roll right into a fight. But if you are training to fight, if you are working on the sweet science and you really putting in that training, you're going to start to learn how to diffuse the situation, how to de-escalate the situation with your words. Wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. There you go. That's right. That's right. That's the whole saying. Walk softly but carry a big stick. Where do you think that saying came from? Walk softly but carry a big stick. That means you can be a gentleman in your walk. But when the fight comes, you got to have a big stick ready. You had to already pick that big stick out, carved it out, got used to it, and you ready to whack somebody. That big stick is your training as a man. It's like I said, when you're dealing with other men, there's always an underbelly, an underlayer of violence can happen at any minute. Whether they smell something sweet on you and decide to attack you, or y'all get into some type of dispute. But either which way, if you have your training, you train with steel and then steel comes out of your words. That's right. You train with steel and then steel comes out of your words. Your words can start to de-escalate and diffuse your opponent. Because we're talking real life situations. I'm not talking about the boxing ring. I'm talking about concrete scrapping. You can de-escalate it. You probably don't think you can because you're too caught in your emotions. You're still caught in your emotion. Oh, he called me a punk. He called me a punk bitch. I gotta do something. He spoke about my mom. I gotta do something. He's staring at me. He looking at me. He challenging my manhood. I gotta do something. No, you ain't gotta do nothing but die. In this world, you ain't gotta do nothing but die. You ain't gonna fly, get no money. But one thing you are gonna do is you're gonna leave this place. You know what they used to say after class? I don't know where you gonna go, but you gotta get out of here. I don't know where you're gonna go, but you gotta get out of here. That's what life is telling you. I don't know where you're going to go, but you got to get out of here soon. So you don't really have time to engage. Every fight shouldn't be a war. And if it's a war, it's because it's an emotional thing. See, when you fight and when you train in the fight, you start getting the discipline to de-escalate. Why? Because you sit with yourself so much. When you shadow boxing, when you see fighting is a lonely sport, baby. No one gets out alive. That's right. Smash that. Press one. That's right. Press one. Hold on. That's right. Life is the game where nobody gets out alive. Say it again. Life is the game where nobody gets out alive, baby. That's right. I got to send the alarm. Press one for that. Life is the game where nobody makes it out alive. So why are you playing the game like that? And as men, we are easier to go. You may have to lay your life down for your family. You have to be prepared to do that. That Titanic movie was crazy. Like when they said women and children on the boat, and you see all the men on the Titanic just looking crazy because they knew what was coming next. They knew what was coming next. But they were good with their decision because as they watched the wives and the kids sail off knowing that their legacy will carry on. He says cheap as hell to shadow box in the park. Facts. It ain't got to cost you a lot to learn how to fight. And you ain't got to spend millions of dollars learning how to fight, trying to buy all this new equipment, because that ain't it. What gets you to learn how to fight is the time put in. If you putting in good time on your fighting and practicing your fighting and training, oh, you gonna get it. You gonna get it, because that's just the powers of the temple that we have. This temple that we have, that repetition sets into muscle sets into muscle memory. Once the muscle gets memory, the muscle starts getting intelligence. So we talk about muscle memory, but we don't even talk about muscle intelligence, because muscle memory is first. But then the memory gets so deep in that muscle that the muscle has intelligence. Just like I said, you could put your pants on in the middle of a sandstorm, and it could be pitch black. Someone can hand you a pair of pants and you could put them on. Why? Because the muscle memory of you putting your pants on has grown into a muscle intelligence. You can do it, you can get it done damn near almost under any type of pressure. You can put your pants on. Somebody could be shooting at you. You could be running with your pants in your hair, sticking one leg in, running and ducking at the same time. You could be running and ducking at the same time, putting your pants on, because the muscle of memory of putting your pants on has now grew to a muscle of intelligence. And that's the strongest bit of fighting. That's why the Kung Fu hustle is so big. Why do you think the Kung Fu hustle is so big? Because they're promising you to get you to the promised land through the back door. Let me tell you why the Kung Fu hustle is so big. Because they're promising you to get you to the promised land through the back door. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. You can't get to the promised land through the back door. You can't get to the promised land through the back door. You know why? Because there ain't no back doors to the promised land. There's one route. It's the hard route. Up the mountain. Climb it. You want to get to the promised land? It's that way. Yeah, that way. That's the way it is. That way. Up that hard climb. Ain't no back doors to the promised land. And that's what most of these self-defense classes and teachers are offering you, is a way to get you to the promised land of being a high-tech fighter in just a short 15 minutes. Take my seminar, and in 1 hour, you'll be ready to go on the streets and fight. That's how they sell it to you. Take this 1 hour class seminar, and by tomorrow, you'll be whipping ass. You'll be a world beater by tomorrow. Yeah, that's how they sell it to you, because that's not the facts. But it sounds good, and it sounds easier to your mind, so your mind says, man, listen, why are we going to wake up every morning, do that 5-mile running, jumping rope, 100 sit-ups, 200 sit-ups, 200 push-ups, planking, burpees? We can skip all of that and still end up as a grade A fighter? Sign me up for it. And that's how they get hustled. You know, that's how they get hustled. I think it was Yellow Kid that said that you know, him conning people was he was really helping. He was really helping the society by conning people. You know why? Because only lazy people and greedy people fall for the con. I'm gonna say it again. Only lazy people and greedy people fall for a con. That's right. Lazy people and greedy people are the two most susceptible people to fall for any con. Why? Because when you hit them with that, I can help you lose weight. All you got to do is swallow this pill. You ain't got to do no workout. No workout. You ain't got to do nothing. Just take this pill, and tomorrow you're going to wake up with six-pack abs. And you take that pill, you end up in the hospital with your face red, having an allergic reaction, and you ain't got no six-packs. You ain't got no six-packs. Only six-packs on you is the packs they laying on you trying to bring you back to life. Because you done took some strange foreign pill. You don't know what was in that pill. You don't know what was in that pill. So this is why so many people fall for the Kung Fu hustle. Because they telling you they can make you a grade A fighter in short time. Short time. Now I'm going to tell you, you need 10,000 hours of anything to to make it. I don't want to say a master because that word is thrown around so much. The master word is no real mastery. Mastery is the journey. Mastery is like the carrot over the donkey's head. It keeps the donkey moving, but the donkey never gets the carrot. You know what I'm saying? You put a carrot over the donkey's head, the donkey starts walking trying to get to the carrot. He's never going to get the carrot, but he's walking. He's on his path. That's mastery. Mastery is a carrot over your head that you see and you keep trying to get, but you're never going to get it. You're never going to get it. So to be adept, thank you, Roger W., with the right words, to be adept at something, you need at least 10,000 hours. Gillette, salute. You need at least 10,000 hours of it. And the 10,000 hours is going into what? Muscle memory, your spirit, your body, your mind. 10,000 hours of working this same thing makes the muscle memory, like I said before, become a muscle intelligence. Muscle memory goes to muscle intelligence. Yeah, the journey never ends. The journey never ends. Back in the days, belts just only helped you hold up your pants. The belts help you hold up your pants. Or sometimes my teacher would say, everybody started off as a white belt. Your white belt became a black belt because you wore it so much from all of the stains, the blood, the sweat. It started to darken. The white belt started to darken. Then you were a black belt. Then you were a true black belt. Because they didn't give you a black belt. They gave you a white belt that you trained with so much that it became black. Press one for that. And I believe him when he told me that. Because it makes sense. It makes sense. No, how did this black belt thing even come about? No. You had a white, everybody had a white belt. And you trained with that white belt until it became so stained, it went through different colors. It was yellow when you washed it. It was red when you got some blood on it. You know what I'm saying? But then it became black, stained with the stains of your work, the stains of your training, the stains of the hours that you put in. Your white belt is now a black belt. I believed it. I believe it. It sounds right to me. Certain stuff just makes common sense. That just makes common sense. So, because they give you these belts, and this is another part of the hustle, is that they give you these belts to make you feel like you've gained something out the class, and there's nothing wrong with that. Especially if you're in the class, it's like getting awards in class. You get an award for your academic achievements. You get awards in your martial art achievements. But the problem with black belts is in these belt systems is they put them on and start believing they're above the other warriors. And you gotta have somebody with a white belt come up in there and clean your clock. And they're gonna say, well, why you got that black belt? I just beat you up easily. It was easy work. But you walking around with black belt, 6 stripes, and then it starts to go to your head. And when it starts to go to your head, guess what happens? You stop training like how you're supposed to. I was just looking at Zab Judah the other day, and they was talking about him in the Mayweather fight. And they was like, with all of your talents, what makes Mayweather so special? You know what Zab Judah said? He said his work ethic. He said his work ethic. Zab, I've said this before, and now Zab is saying it himself. He said, I had the same talents as Mayweather, but I wasn't prepared to work as hard as he was. He said, this man to do a run with you, call you up 3 in the morning, like, yo, you want to get another 10 miles after y'all done just finished doing 15 miles. So he was like, he trained as if he had no talents. I trained like I had talent. See, when you train knowing you got talent, you ain't going to train as hard. Because in your mind, you're going to be saying, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. More than that, Roger W., Zab should have had Mayweather's work ethic. If Zab would have had Mayweather's work ethic, he would have won that fight. He would have won that fight. Because he was doing good in the beginning. Like, even Mayweather said it before the fight. He said, oh, Zab is a front runner. He called him a front runner. You know what he was saying by saying that? The first 4 or 5 rounds, he's going to look good, and then he's going to taper off. And that's exactly what happened. Zab got tired. Zab couldn't keep that initial attack that he had up. If he could have kept that attack that he had from the round 1 to round 4 was beautiful. If he could have stretched that out the whole fight, Mayweather wouldn't have stood a chance against Zab. He clearly had the same speed, talent, but he had more pop to his punch. They had the same stuff, but Zab had way more pop to his punch than Mayweather did. So imagine if he could have kept that going. But guess what? Mayweather gets stronger every round because he's constantly working on his stamina. Same with it. It's all in your work ethic. And this is why I'm saying that why men need to train how to fight. Because this work ethic of training starts to seep into other parts of your life. Your relationships, your money goals, all of that. The work ethic in those areas start to improve just by a basic improvement of the work ethic within yourself. You start raising the bar on every other area of your life. When you start just at the bottom of the basement, which is, learning balance, learning how to bring power behind your shots, learning how to be defensive, learning how not to be hit. These are just the bottom basic things before we even put left hooks and question mark kicks and arm bars and all of that on it. Before all of that, you need the basics: power, balance, agility, coordination, intelligence, seeing in traffic. The basic things. Those basic things can help you win more fights in the streets than ever. And you can have bad technique. You can have bad technique but have all of the great fundamentals and win fights. That's why when you see some of these natural fighters in your hood, you're like, this guy ain't never fought in his life, but because he probably possesses one of the natural foundations, fundamentals. He probably naturally balanced or naturally skilled at reaction time. But he has bad technique, but he's still winning. See, good fundamentals and bad technique still equal a victory. I'm going to say it again. Good fundamentals and bad technique still equal a victory. But bad fundamentals and good technique will definitely help you get your ass whooped. That's right. I said it, and I ain't taking it back. I said it, and I ain't taking it back. They're going to have to cancel me. I said it, and I ain't taking it back. Good fundamentals and bad technique will get you more victories than bad fundamentals and extra good technique. That's the dudes you see hitting the bag real nice, hitting the pads, hitting they Wing Chun dummies. They look real good, but as soon as they get into a fight, they look confused. They look like they don't know what's going on. What happened? Yeah, bad fundamentals, good technique. No, you want strong, extra strong fundamentals. So your techniques improve because of your fundamentals. Your technique will get better if your fundamentals are strong. If you got good balance, that left hook is going to come. You just got to keep practicing. You may be throwing your left hook here, but you need to, corkscrew it and turn so it protects your chin. You may not be here with the technique on it, but you got good fundamentals, enough time so you can put that good technique on top of a strong fundamental. And this makes a better man. Because like I said, as men, we have to do this. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm going to tell you a little secret. To all my men on this chat, I don't think I got no women on this chat following me. I'm going to tell you something. To all the men on this chat, the world don't give a F about you. Your Uncle Burly going to tell you. Your Uncle Burly going to tell you. The world don't give a F about you. You can go expire under a bridge and nobody's going to care about you. Nobody gonna care. They ain't gonna shed not one tear. Nobody gonna care. They ain't gonna shed one tear. Nobody gonna care. They ain't gonna shed one tear. Now maybe your relatives may cry a little bit, but on the whole, you're just a man. There'll be another man coming to take your spot. Nobody cares. Women and children is a different story. So as men, you have to get this. You have to get this lesson. You have to get this work because it's going to help you improve and become a force in the world. So that if you do pass away, somebody will care. You know why they will care? Because you was a man of usage. You was a man that had usage. You gave back to your community. The things you did inspired your community and other men to become greater. They'll miss you then. They'll miss you then. But if you ain't putting in the work to be a man and do the stuff you need to do, you can go under a bridge and pass the rats can eat you alive. And then come back and be nothing but a skeleton. Ain't nobody going to care. They're going to pick the skeleton up and keep it moving. Keep it moving. This man he was a man, saying he had a groin that hung between his legs and he did nothing with his life. We don't care about him. We don't care about him. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, children and women, differently. They have a different. You gonna do something, even if you seen a female laying under a bridge that look like you can say you gonna do something. The only thing that matters when death comes is what type of footprints you left behind. Fast. How deep is those footprints? Did you make it? Was your footprints visible enough that someone can look at your path and use your path to create their own path? What type of footprints did you leave behind? That's actual factual there, brother. That's actual factual. But this is why training for a man is important. Because we have delusions just like women. We got delusions too. There ain't women that's just running around with delusions. No, it's not. It's not. It's not women that's just running around with delusions. It's men too. It's men too. It's men too. And to curb you, because your delusions can get you hurt. Like I said, it's different with women and children. Their delusions may get them a sitting down, a talking to, maybe an intervention. But your delusions will get you taken out or severely hurt, get you a hospital bed. So you got to start trying to curb as many of your delusions as you can. And we all have them. We all have them. When we was young, they was telling us Santa Claus was coming down the chimney. And we ain't even have a chimney. We ain't even have a chimney. And we believed Santa Claus was still coming. That's the delusions we had. But we were children, so we were allowed to rock. But take that delusion into your grown life. And you sit with your woman talking about Santa gonna come down the chimney. Yeah, she gonna grab her bags and leave. She's like, I'm with this crazy MFer. He's 40 years old talking about Santa Claus gonna come down the chimney. See, now that delusion won't be tolerated no more when you become a grown man. But they'll tolerate it when you're 5 or 6. They'll tolerate you running around talking about Santa. I'm gonna write a letter for Santa Claus, leave him some cookies and milk. They'll tolerate it there. But become a grown man and you still talking like that and see what happens. So don't feel bad about having a delusion, because this world and this life that we live in helps create them. The people around you helps create them. The life that you lead helps create them. What you got to start doing is learn to spot them and try to correct them as quick as possible. It's your Uncle Burly. We talking. These lives are coming fast and furious, so we gonna have lives tomorrow. I may even do another live tonight. But you'll definitely check me out in the morning. I got my morning lives, the bare knuckle, where I'm showing how to fight bare knuckle, hitting the bag. So check me out every morning. It's your boy.